This week I was on my Holston Valley tour. My favorite part was probably the emergency department because it had the most going on. I found oncology really boring and sad. I don't know, something about it I don't know, I didn't like it. In the OB, there wasn't much going on there either, so I was pretty bored until this one woman came in the last 30 minutes, and she had intercourse that morning, and so she was feeling pain in her lower abdomen and lower back, and so she was scared that she had lost her baby, but she didn't, because they did the ultrasound and they heard its heartbeat, but it kept going really faint, so they were going to have to do a C-section on her. She was also on pills that were to wean her off of heroin, and I found out that even if you aren't doing heroin, the pills have the same effects on the baby, and it can cause the baby to have birth defects, or it can cause them to be having withdrawals, which could make them end up in NICU. In the emergency department, there was a guy there, and he was on a vent. He had been there for 7 hours, and he had not woken up yet, so he hadn't had any pain medicine or anything. And so, like, all he did was move his toes and and he'd goggle his spit in his throat. That's all he had done the entire time he had been there. And they kept going back in there to see if he'd move anything else or be more responsive, so they could give him like sedative pills, so he didn't have the chance of waking up and yanking his tube out. There was also some woman in there, and she had some kind of mask on her face. I don't really know what it was for, because it was like for oxygen, I guess, because it was just like had a little rate of the amount of oxygen that was going in it, and she wasn't allowed to drink or eat or anything, and she kept the nurse I was with kept going in there and using the little spongy thing and dip it in water and wet her tongue and her mouth and stuff. And she kept wanting for us to get her some water, but the nurse wouldn't, and so she was getting pretty aggravated and got really mad and started cussing. Another patient that I went into, she had really high blood pressure, and she had a PICC line in her, so she was complaining of all kinds of things, really, and she said that she had fallen and hurt her buttocks, and she had hurt her head because she hit it on the wall when she fell. And that's about my week.